Yeah.
Call to order the regular meeting of Independent School District 695, Chisholm, Minnesota. Lisa, can you roll call, please?
Director Ronstadt.
Here.
Director Rice.
Here.
Director Cardass.
Here.
Director Laffey. Here. Director Otto.
Here.
Chair Casey.
Here. Anybody in the audience wishing to address the school board? Seeing none, we do have Ingenza here to give us an update on the bid process and results. Jordan?
Are we right away?
No, go ahead.
All right, good evening. So board update, this is our bid recommendation, March 25th, 2023. So we did open bids the other week. And here to present on what that looked like and what it means moving forward. So I will cover the bid tabulation, the bid analysis, budget and recommendation. That being said, we've got some handouts here. We've got some other items that we'll send to Mark to talk a lot more of the detail, but like bid tabs, I think Bob's got one as well, so it was sent out. I apologize, I don't have a hard copy of that in the budget summary, but it's all here, and if anybody needs anything, we'll get it for you as soon as possible. So to start with the bid tabulation, I would say overall, we had a very good showing for bids. Typically, we shoot for 3 bids per work scope. I will say in the past couple of years, it's been like pulling teeth to get 3. Sometimes it's been pulling teeth to even get 1. We do see 1 bid in some work scopes all the time, like wood athletic flooring. It's not uncommon to only get 1. There's only so many contractors, so much work that do that. But some of them that are really impressive is like the plumbing, the HVAC to have 5 and 3. You know, there's some combined bids with that, electrical to have 4. That's back to like pre-COVID numbers for bidders showing up. So overall, it was a good bid day in that regard. We did have 1 work scope that did not get any bids. That was fire protection. I'll touch on that in a little bit as far as what that means and how we move forward. And I'll speak to that in a little bit. But overall, 63 total bids. I'm very happy with the showing that we had. Bid analysis. So the base bid, the total was $26,976,398. What that means is that of each individual contractor that bid for each work scope, we took the lowest total number there and added that up. Those would be the apparent low bidders. So with that, those base bids total that amount. The alternates that we ran, the first alternate was cooling for the gym, multi-purpose and fitness. The total of all the bids for that alternate price was $132,715. Alternate number 2 is cooling the commons, $84,670. Alternate number 3, cooling for the classrooms, $57,450. And then alternate number 4 is for the pool Soresco unit, $120,465.
What is that? Soresco unit.
That is the unit that serves the pool. Mike could tell you all about it as well, but
Well, he hasn't informed me, so I'm teasing. Okay, I get it.
sure. So a couple notes on the bids. One thing that I usually always do is, you know, it's not so much for fun, but it's just more so how did bids come in and what's the market look like? Is I take the sum of all the low bids, which is at 26,976, and then let's say those bidders didn't show up or the bidders in between didn't show up. Let's say that we had, you know, of the bidders that showed up, we had the worst possible day. And let's add up what the total of the high bids are. If we had only gotten the high bids, we would have probably been 607,000 over budget, give or take a little bit. So that's kind of an indicator that we had a good bid day. We got good competition, and that the public bid process is working as it should to ensure that the district gets the best value. That 607,000 over, that would be without any of the alternates. So these alternate prices there probably would have been higher than what's shown as well, and that would have added. One thing I want to point out, the metal wall panel, acoustical ceilings, and fire suppression numbers are not exact. Like I said, on the fire suppression, we didn't have bids, but I have, you know, a rough idea what the value is worth. Metal wall panel ACT as well, a couple clarifications made down the road. So when you see this when you see the sum of the base bid and the alternates, that includes a couple numbers that aren't hard numbers, but in the grand scheme, not enough to really throw this number off one way or another a whole lot. So again, that's the metal wall panel, ACT, and fire suppression. And I'll touch on those in a little bit. But so overall, the next big question is, where does that align with the budget? So I apologize, I don't have a printout of this. I meant to and I forgot. I will do my best. I don't know if I can zoom in, but I can talk you through it. So overall, on the project budget, we haven't changed anything as far as our funding. We have the bond referendum funding, the original, the IRRB funding that we did allocate towards this phase of the project, the bond proceeds, interest earnings, St. Louis County COVID funding, and then the unallocated IRRB funding. We have our professional services, which does not change. We have our general conditions and our FF&E and technology, where really back in the DD phase, we had moved some money out of there into the construction portion to aid this project. And then we have the construction costs. So now, for number one, the building addition and renovation, $27,371,698. That's approximately where we land, aside from the fire suppression and those numbers, but ballpark, that's very, very close to what our final number is going to be. We have the athletic field upgrades, that's a zero. We had put those funds towards this project as well. The controls by JCI, the pool work by Verizon, and then the unallocated IRRB projects that we do have some scope out there, but we haven't done much to move forward on them yet. And then we have the project contingency, where we did up that contingency as well to reflect our project total amount. So that being said, in a nutshell, where does this land? With the bids that we got, it puts us just over $4 million under budget. So that's really awesome. When I'm looking at the number and saying that fire suppression, acoustical ceilings, and metal wall panels aren't quite exact, where they come in at isn't going to be enough to sway us one way or another as far as being under budget. We're confident that we are under budget on this project. So that being said, when we're $4 million under budget, that allows the opportunity for funding to go to the other projects that we still have. So, don't be mistaken that we have all sorts of extra money to spend. We have other projects that we've talked about that are in reality. So we have a lot of conversation to go forward as far as where that money goes, what it goes into it. And think of this phase as, we checked one of the boxes of our needs list, but we've got other needs that we need to address yet as well. But for where it stands, this is great news. This is an awesome bid day. This is really as good a news as we could have hoped for. So with that, our recommendation is going to be recommend to approve the bid recommendation as presented and issue contracts to Landwehr, TNT, Wells, JRK Steel, Raditich, Rainbow Carlson, Masabi, Northland Flooring, H2I, MCI, WTG, Mulcahy, Horizon, JK Mechanical, Thielen, and Parsons. I did add a note on here that all of these bidders have indicated their bid is whole and complete and intend to execute the contract upon award. So since bid day, we roughly knew where low bids were in it, but part of the process is I need to call each contractor and I need to talk to them about their bid, make sure they didn't miss anything, make sure they've got, on the flip side, they've got everything, make sure there's no issues, there's no snafus or anything like that. So with our recommendation, what I've laid out, which is the letter in front of you, we are recommending award to all those contractors. They have certified that they are whole and complete and intend to execute a contract. That being said, we did have a couple, which are the three I mentioned before, that we are not recommending award to. So we recommend rejecting all bids and proceeding with the public rebidding of these following work scopes. So work scope 7, metal wall panels. Bidders indicated a conflict in the specifications. It's in the district's best interest to clarify the specification and rebid the scope. Work scope 11, ACT. The bidder indicated their bid was not whole and complete. It's in the district's best interest to reject that bid and then rebid that scope. And then fire suppression, no bids were received. Since the opening, several contractors have expressed interest in bidding the project if a rebid is possible. it's in the district's best interest to rebid that scope. So that being said, I'll open up to any questions and I'll happily hop back to any slides that we have.
Does that rebid happen like fast then, or?
We can turn it around pretty quickly. I've got everything ready to go that we could issue documents starting tomorrow. And then I think I had a tentative, pending approval tonight, I had a tentative opening on April 16th. So we would know relatively quickly. When I look at those work scopes, as far as submittals, lead times, equipment, in the grand scheme to get those three dialed in, they don't have any work for quite a while till we get up out of the ground. So, essentially that doesn't affect timelines too much.
And I do have one question. Throughout all this, I haven't heard anything in regards to connectivity or phones or those.
As far as in the project,
Yeah.
like there would be AV and data and all of that in the project, the roughing and the hookups. Now, if we go back to the budget summary, which again, you don't have a copy, there is also the FF&E and technology budget. So we do,
That falls in there.
yep, so we do have that money set aside to purchase that, after the rough-in that the contractors do provide. Some of it will, yes, yes.
And bid item number 11, that was what again?
Acoustical ceilings.
Board, any other questions?
You're not anticipating those rebids being a lot higher, or?
Some yes, some no, some will be the reverse extreme. So where they actually lie, we need to bid them out to get them there. I would expect metal wall panel to stay similar. I would expect acoustical ceilings to go up because they were missing some items. And then fire suppression, we didn't get any numbers to check it, and I believe it'll be in the ballpark. That being said though, I don't see it as enough to really sway our decision one way or another. I feel confident tonight saying that with what we know tonight, we have no hesitation to move forward and award.
So these things that weren't bid, then, you're gonna come back with bid tabulation sheets and then we'll have to go through and approve those also?
Correct, we would need to do
Yeah.
this same process. We would run the advertisement for bid, we would put the bid documents out, then we would have the bid opening on, I believe, the 16th.
Okay,
And then we would come back and do the same thing, and approve them at probably the next regular board meeting.
okay.
Maybe it's not in this printed thing, but how come I'm not seeing a roof?
Roof,
Yeah, who's the contractor for the roof? It might not be in this printed pile that I have.
Rainville Carlson will be the low bidder. Do
Okay,
you have the, is that the tabulation with it,
yeah,
or?
what number? Yeah, I pulled these two.
Eight.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, it probably was in my email though. I thought I saw a roof on,
I do too.
in my email, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure I
feel
saw
like
a
I
roof,
did too.
but I'm just not here.
I believe we had 3 bids there, and I think. the
Two-sided, this one that was sitting here is must have missed it.
Oh, I was looking at these actual bids
Oh,
with
I
all
was
them
saying,
listed.
okay, I was thinking the letter, right?
So in the
There's roof and then-
recommendation for number 8, we do recommend award to,
You said Rainville?
Well, that one didn't have it either. We're missing pages. Here we go. This one.
It was printed like one-sided, two-sided.
Okay,
Okay, it is on one
I
of
looked
them.
on them, maybe I'll have them.
well, and I did see it because I was looking at all the bids in the email, because
And this
I
was
got it.
complete, and this letter was complete.
Yeah.
Must just.
it's just kind of
Must be
crazy
just
how
the
the
way it was
bids were
printed.
so, some of them were so
Yeah,
different.
yeah. Like I said, that's the competitive nature of bidding, so that's the awesome part of the public bid process. When you look at the HVAC portion alone, Thielen was the apparent low bidder. The next low bidder was $1 million higher, so
Yeah.
it's crazy to see those kind of swings and see how hungry people are for work, et cetera. So in this scenario, the district takes advantage of that. 2-3 years ago, it probably would have been the other way.
Yeah.
I guess I'll ask the question, are most of these within the region, these contractors within the region?
So on the
The
On the
reason I
award
ask
letter,
that,
we have their city that they're based out of. But that being said, to that point, Mark, even if they're not, we do have a project labor agreement in place so that they're providing
okay,
union labor for the project, and they are even temporarily part of the local union to be able to do the work.
you answered my next question, thank you.
On the sheet, it tells you where.
And that being said, some of the ones I was on are still union, just not local to the area.
Go with the stapled one.
Yeah, it was exciting to be part of that process, but boy, I was lost. Then you just see contractors just leaving like, does that mean that they didn't get it, or? But no, it was interesting, for sure.
Very good.
So I was asked, and I said I don't know that would be a question for you guys, but I was asked if they were gonna use SEPI for the concrete. They said, I don't know. Like, it would be whoever the contractor for concrete is, they're gonna,
Correct, they would contract that work and they would sub it out. We'll find it out as we get under construction who it is and they request their startup submittals.
yeah.
But they kind of keep that in-house and ultimately they answer for it. It could be,
I mean, we don't have many options for concrete locally, so I would assume it'd be somewhere close.
It's out of our hands.
I don't think they're gonna be bringing concrete trucks from down by the cities or nothing up here, so.
Don't bet on it. It is what it is.
Any other questions for Jordan in regards to the bid tabulation and recommendations? Thank you, Jordan. Moving on. Do we have any reports, Mike? Anything?
Unless you guys wanna put any questions on.
I don't, item number 5, approving the agenda, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
So I'll support.
Motion by Director Randasar, support by Director Raha. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6, approving the consent agenda. These are the minutes of the March 11, 2024 special meeting and minutes of the March 11, 2024 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Motion by Randasar, support by Lappy. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7, personnel, motion to approve the hiring of Mike Rakovich to job number 249, level 2 football coach, effective August 12th, 2024.
I'll motion.
Motion by Director Raha, support by Director Crowdy Simon. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8, business, motion to direct the superintendent to continue discussion regarding the Northland Learning Center building project.
So made.
Motion by Director Lappy,
I'll support.
support by Director Crowdy Simon. Any discussion?
Yes. I thought we're up against it with this. Or something
So
changed?
us and Rockridge, I should say, us and Rockridge are voting tonight. I assume Rockridge is having a board meeting also tonight, even though they canceled school. So this gets voted on and approved, then they'll start, the NLC board will start the planning stages this summer.
So this motion is going to be to approve the district continuing.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll redirect that question. Entertaining a motion to enter into agreement with Northland Learning Center on the new building project.
I'll move it with the change.
And I'll approve that change.
Okay. Any other discussion?
The only thing I can say is they put us up against the wall, and it's not fair.
I concur.
Because, so, I appreciate what superintendent is doing, but this wasn't fair. But we're stuck, and that's where we're at, so, again.
And I appreciate you showing us all the options if we were to go
Yeah.
on our own, just to be able to compare in case,
Yeah.
you know, it's a big decision, but.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. Item B, motion to approve the purchase of a new Heatcraft condensing unit in the amount of $13,525 to repair the freezer at the Von Stephens route as presented.
I'll motion approval.
Motion by Director Raha,
Support.
support by Director Lappy. Mike, do you want to come up and maybe just for public information, so we can get it on record, being that the public is not seeing what we see?
Sure. So down at the Vaughn, a little over a week ago, found that the cooler and the condensing unit failed on the freezer down there. It's an outdoor freezer. So we had three options, and the first two options were a little bit cheaper, and that was to replace what was originally there, but it was 4 to 6 weeks out with lead time. So we're still facing some of those lead time challenges. The third option, which you guys are discussing right now, is only a week. It should be here by, we get it in, we should have it here within a week and get us back up and running. So, and that is a little bit beefier condenser that is made for the exterior as well, or even outside, where the other one was kind of self-contained, got us about 7 or 8 years of use. This one should hopefully be a little bit better, and so that's kind of what we were up against. And fortunately, we had a local business take on our extra supplies of food and help store that for us. So we really appreciate the bending over backwards to help us save that food during this time as well. So,
You wanna let them know, I think you did in the email, but just for the amount of money that was to spend down, that we needed to spend down.
yes, and so there is money that comes out of the Fund 2 for the district with food service. And right now, there is about a little over $8,700 that we would have to do spend down on other equipment or of that such. So that helps considerably towards this project as well. So,
And this is something that's gonna last now? I mean, it can be used,
yep,
salvaged for the new one?
yep, it can be, you know, whether we sell it with the building, sell it on its own, or reuse it here. The
Right.
plan right now is not to reuse it, but it would keep it running. We still have 2 years before we're out of there for sure.
Yeah.
So, and then see what the future brings as well, so.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mike? We have a motion by Director Raha, support by Director Lappy. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item C, motion to approve the contract award as presented by Ingenza. And I am, just for public information, I am gonna go through their names. The awards have been recommended to Landwehr out of St. Cloud for site work building demo, T&T for concrete, Wells Concrete for precast concrete, JRK Steel for steel. All right. Raditich out of Hibbing, and that's for the steel install. Rainville Carlson, and that was for the roofing. They're out of Annandale. Wasabi Window and Glass out of Hibbing. Northland Flooring, they're out of Grand Rapids for our, that's the gymnasium, correct?
Northland Flooring's tile.
The tile, okay, thank you. H2I, that is Wood Athletic Flooring, they're out of Minneapolis. MCI, Carpet One, they're out of Wake Park. WTG, Terrazzo and Tile out of Burnsville. Mulcahy Nicholas for painting, they're out of Oakdale. Verizon Equipment for food service, they're out of Egan. JK Mechanical, they are plumbing, they're out of Nashwauk. Thielen, we don't have a city for them, but Brainerd, they're for the HVAC. And Parsons for the electrical. Did I miss any? Sorry.
And then Mulcahy, Nicholas for Gibson Assemblies.
No.
And I think,
Okay.
general construction was TNT as well. We got concrete and general construction.
So do we have can I entertain a motion?
All motion approval.
Motion by Director Raha. Support by Director Rice. Any other discussion? Thank you, Jordan, for running that bid process. I'll be honest with you, I've never seen it done that way before. So, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, motion to approve the proceeding with public bidding of select work scopes as presented by Agenza. This is for the metal wall panel, fire suppression, and acoustical ceilings, correct?
I'll motion.
Motion by Director Carly Simon,
Support.
support by Director Lappy. Any discussion?
Comment below.
Comment in low. And Jordan, what was the time frame you think we can get this?
Tentatively April 16th,
Okay,
couple weeks.
all right. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 9, discussion. I would just like to personally congratulate Cherry High School for their
How exciting.
Beautiful job.
championship. Did a nice job. Also, I want to mention our after-school homework help at the elementary building has been a success so far. We had 8 to 9 kids showing up on a regular basis, so we hope that keeps up. That's all I have.
Enough.
Easy. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else want to take my wind out of my sail? All right. Information, you can see that our enrollment numbers are maintaining for the last few months.
We forgot, we'll wish you happy birthday then.
Oh,
Happy birthday to Dr. Rice.
I got 2 weeks, 2 weeks per month.
Okay,
Just
I'm in
remember that.
between.
6.
I'm exactly 2 weeks,
I'm
actually.
not having it.
Somebody gave me a sign that said, too old for Snapchat and too young for, what is it? Life alert. You know, they just don't have anything in that gap there, you know? I'll have to find you a gap.
Every 11 minutes.
I was happy to get that Medicare card, I can tell you that. You're gonna wish you had a Medicare card. That is a good one, yeah.
I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will.
I'll support.
Motion by Director Raha, support by Director Ondesater. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Time is 5:29.